There has been a new BeamNG update after 7 months of waiting since the last update, and boy, I gotta say, the long wait was worth it. We got new graphics, a new car, and some other cool new features. I'm gonna be talking about them in this video. So if we're just on the main menu, you can already hear it has new music. There's a real BeamNG theme now, and it's absolute heat. And the buttons have new sounds and it looks a little bit cleaner here. Almost all menus now look a little bit more compact, and you have new settings. They also made new background screensavers with the new clouds, and we're gonna be checking those out. So in the level selection, obviously every little picture had to be updated to match the new description. Most of these actually look better. And the car selection also looks a little different. You can't really notice much of a difference. But if you go into your options, you can select the date for some reason. You can play in different months. You can play in winter, you can play in summer, and you can play in the future. I'm gonna show you what the difference is right away. We're just gonna load in the map. And this is my first reaction. I've only seen the trailers, so I guess we'll see. Wow! That looks absolutely beautiful, just like in the trailers. And the shadows, they look definitely a lot better too. Yeah, the lighting also got a little upgrade. You can already see the clouds over here. But this kind of reminds me of like GTA 5 enhanced on PC. And we got new settings. Now if you press escape, you don't land in the event menu. This might be a hard change because you might want to get used to this. And you have to relearn everything, but overall it's not that bad. You have different sections now, so you have all your stuff here. You can pick different maps and your cars, and here the weather comes to use. As you can see, we have 8 AM and we see the sun has a new texture, and if we put it on like noon, then that looks pretty lifelike. Sunsets and the sunrises have also gotten a big upgrade. Now if the sun set, it looks really beautiful. Wow, this almost looks like, wow, that looks pretty good. And at night too, that looks exactly like real life. They really lit up the map. Now you can actually play at night and drive at night without any problems. Wow. They put really nice lights here, and you can actually drive at night now. This is on most maps, not on every map, but on a big portion. And now if you turn on your headlights, it actually kind of reflects, you see there. And if I put on strong headlights, it reflects even more. To be honest, night driving now looks like actually real life, because you can't even tell this is a game. Yeah, this is bigger than the update with the PBR. What was that in like 2022? Yeah, it's kind of like this, but now it's lighting. So BeamNG has just been fundamentally changed, and you can see the bloom definitely got better and more lifelike. And the sunrises, they also look pretty beautiful. Now I mentioned there's a date system. You can actually pick different dates here. You can pick different months, and you know, in the winter the sun is actually a bit lower. That's why it gets darker a lot more easily. This is September, October, November, December, and you can actually play in winter now. And now you can see the sun sets a lot earlier. This is 5 PM in December, and this is 5 PM in July and June. The years don't really do that much of a difference, and for some reason you can pick the next eclipse. Oh wait, no way, they actually put an eclipse in the game. What? This is a game about cars and car physics. Now we also have the cloud cover. You can see the clouds over there. You can kind of delete them to have a clear sky, and you can make a lot of them to actually have it cloudy. See, we didn't have this before. You can make it really cloudy, but that looks kind of unrealistic. I would say this is realistic. And yes, those are volumetric clouds. You can fly over them. I am now in the clouds. Here are the clouds, and you can go over them, and then it's sunny again, and there's some more clouds you can go over. Those are the lighter clouds, and then it kind of starts to glitch. But yes, you can go over and under the clouds, even with your cars and with the planes. And this is actually pretty much a flight simulator right now. but this makes like the falling stuff a lot more interesting. Oh, I'm getting kind of dizzy. Oh, that didn't look too comfortable. The car is like completely flat now. You can also now set the wind that affects the clouds. Of course, fog still exists like before, but now it's a lot denser and maybe a bit more realistic. When the sun is setting, it also takes the color of the sky. So when the sun is setting, it looks reddish and orange. Oh, and of course the clouds also take the color of the sky. And now if you have one or multiple broken windows, you can actually hear the wind instead of it just blocking the sound. Oh, and did I mention you can now open and close your sun visors, which of course makes sense for this update, but that's pretty cool for like role playing. Now you might have noticed if it's night, you actually have a really nice night sky. And now brace yourselves. You can say you want meteors fly over, like in real life you can frequency so that they become common or rare, but you can actually now see like the shooting stars. How cool is that? Now, for what doesn't really make sense, it's that they have actual star signs and paths and everything. Guys, you know, this is a car game. A game about car physics. Why would we need star signs? I mean, it's cool nonetheless, but it's just a typical thing the BeamNG devs would do. Bro, in like 5 years, BeamNG is gonna have everything. But yeah, the game is still totally recognizable, but there's some big difference. If you go to some parts on the beach on West Coast USA, and maybe some other maps, you will hear static sounds and wave sounds, which makes the whole game a lot more immersive, and it's just so cool. But it's only on some maps. Remember, it's 0.38. They started testing this on Jungle Rock Island, and since it worked they added in some other maps, but still it's best on Jungle Rock Island. On the other maps it's just on very rare places. Sadly, there are some bugs. For example, I've heard that a few mods have been broken and the underwater texture now looks like this. Looks white for some reason, but I'm sure they'll fix this. Oh, and there's also some changes in the menu here. For some reason the Togric and the Vivas have been separated, and it would make sense to do the same as they did with some cars, where they have like different sub menus, which looks a lot more organized, especially with some of those. But yeah, this is the new car, the Cheria Ardente. Has a few different configs. Let's test it out. Now let's get to business. Let's pick one of the base models, which are the first 4, and then we'll start driving. Okay, it's just interesting. It handles pretty well. It's not the fastest, it's just like an upper middle class. I really can't complain. Nice, so the base model is definitely approved. Oh, little fun fact, but you probably already knew this. The clouds actually cast the shadows. Like in real life, that's what makes it cloudy. But let's get back. The comfort. So this one should not be a difference in driving. The difference is in the interior. Okay, really nice leather interior. Got a nice steering wheel. Looks really modern. And of course, with the sun visors, looks really comfortable. But it's a 2-door. We don't got many of those in BeamNG. But look at that texture quality. Even here. Oh guys, and don't worry, they fixed the performance. So if you were lagging before, it might not lag as much, because they got a new renderer. And this is the Lumarie, which is an EV. And okay, I expect it to be a bit quicker in acceleration. Okay, only 180. I thought it would be faster. They also got 2 police variants. One of them is just equipped with a better engine. Okay, that sounds proper. And here we also have the sport variants, which are just a little bit faster. And you can see the spoilers. At a certain speed, around 90 kilometers an hour, the spoiler opens for more traction. This is an electric spoiler. I don't think we have one of those in BeamNG, But yeah, the sport version is a lot quicker and easier to handle. But still, I managed to crash it. And we have the Lumarie Sport, which is the EV but just quicker probably, with a better electric engine. And you can also, if you toggle the driving mode, the spoiler always stays out, so that's a little trick. But look at that acceleration. Oh, it's also locked at 210, what? So they're really not that fast. Okay, let's pick the Frisson, which is basically the sport model, just even faster. Oh yeah, that is really fast. So yeah, it's cool to have a new modern car, I really like it. First I was kind of skeptical, like do we need another car in BeamNG, but now, oh yeah, and this is hella fast. And goodbye. Oh. And we have a few rally versions. I'm just gonna pick the street tuned because it looks the coolest. So yeah, this is just a modified version. This looks really cool, like from the design. But if you crash, then obviously you are gonna be dead. Ouch. Okay, and in terms of tuning, there's quite a lot you can tune. The menu isn't so big, but there are a lot of options. And you can make real good builds with it. For example, this one. And this whole car just reminds me of like a Nissan GTR from the back. And from the front it looks like an Alfa Romeo. So it's just a mixed car. Oh, look at the reflections. Were they like that before? Nah, they had an update too. Oh, and there's new lighting effects. So if you go into a tunnel and then if you go out, then there's a short bloom, which is also kind of cool. And also now in the options, you can enable taxis, and then taxis will spawn in traffic. But what's even cooler is if you manage to stop one of these, you will be able to go out of your car and you can tell them to wait, and then you can enter in the back seat, and then you can select your destination and confirm it, and then it will drive you there. So yeah, this is just basically like quick traveling, but not so quick. You're like in the back seat now, you can't really control anything now. But I think this is really cool for role playing or for career mode. You can control these taxis and demolish them a little bit. So yeah, I absolutely love this update. I'm kind of concerned that some people will think it's AI or some people will think that it's real life now, but the game just looks so good now. So thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.